Hello everyone and welcome to another exciting preview of a beautiful aircraft. I mean really this biplane needs no introduction, but in case you don't know what this beautiful bird is, this is of course the Stearman. I'm quite lucky actually that I often see these flying around my area because I'm not too far away from the Utterly Butterly team, which obviously use these, and they're famous for the wing walking, which was quite, you know, when air shows were first even a thing back in the day. In fact, I'd recommend watching a film by Robert Redford. I can't remember the actual name, but I'll put it on the screen now. That is a superb film, and it really showcases where, I guess, the passion for aviation and air shows came from. Now, I think they were first introduced in the United States Air Force, I think, in the 1930s, and kind of became quite a primary trainer for the US Air Force. And of course there's something else that I love about this aircraft. We'll pan around in a moment, but you know, I'm just trying to give you a bit of a backstory as well, because this bird needs this introduction because it's iconic, and that is that very special single continental 7-cylinder radial engine. You know, there's few aircraft that have that incredible sound. When I go to an air show, I think, you know, when I really think about it, it's about the sound of the aircraft that excites me more than anything else. And that's why I love the fast jets. But I've got to say, whenever I see a Stearman in the flying list for that day, I am definitely going to be sat there at the front of the crowd listening, because it's an absolutely incredible, beautiful engine. And this particular version by DC Designs, they've recorded all the sounds from a real aircraft in the Netherlands, actually. So I'm really intrigued to hear what this sounds like. So I think it's now time to get nice and close. I've got the drone out this time. I'm going to try and be nice and careful with it. This is just a preview, guys. This is a pre-release version. Hopefully it will be out fairly soon. But I mean, look. Oh my goodness me. That massive engine in all its glory. And if I get really close, because you know we like to do that on this channel. Look at that. That is a thing of beauty. Oh my goodness me. Right, sorry guys. I'm going to have to just take a quick screenshot of that. Here we go. And another one maybe just at the centre there. That's epic. How long must it take to produce such incredible detail? And this aircraft, I would imagine, is going to be an absolute joy in VR. And we're going to be doing that today from Headcorn, which is my new favourite place really to test a lot of these aircraft out, because it kind of makes sense, because this is where you'd probably find one in real life. So you can see there, everything is modelled to perfection, all the cables and the PBR work. Look at the shine on that wing there, and the ripples again, and just the panel work looks very 3D. It doesn't look like just a single texture. So we'll pan around here. Doing a pretty good job of the drone today, quite proud of myself. And yeah, I mean, I actually struggled to decide on the colour scheme, because there's just beautiful colour schemes that you can choose. Let's get down here and let's have a look at the wheels. It looks really well done here. DC Designs, see there as well, the beautiful, very crisp. Look at that. How close can you get there and it still retains its clarity? And you can see there all the rivets, all of the screws. I could reach out and touch that, and I imagine in VR it's going to be even better. Wowzers. Yeah, we'll just get even low down here as well. That is very nice indeed. Yeah, so DC Designs, as I was about to say, you may have seen my review of their F-15 Eagle. And I'll probably put a little bit of footage in now. Wow! Yeah, I got quite excited when I was reviewing that aircraft, because it was just so well done. And one thing I love about this developer is that once this is released, that's not it, guys. They continue to update their aircraft to introduce some really properly game-changing features, not just the odd tweak and bug fix, but you know, brand new features, which I really like. So one thing, in fact, it's disappearing there, don't worry, that's just the drone. That's just a sim thing, not the aircraft. But if I just go out of drone mode, because I want to show you that you can actually change the crew members as well. So we'll go to the external view for a moment. And what we'll do is we'll go to the fuel tab and just keep an eye out on our little people there, because we can get rid of the co-pilot completely by using the payload manager. There you go, and that's how we're going to be flying it today. But also what I actually really like, which is a nice little touch, we go into the cockpit here, we can actually change the crew for it to be a bit more sort of period specific, I guess. So now you can see, which I quite like, we'll get our little co-pilot back as well. There they are, look. I quite like that. I think I might keep that particular style because it just seems right. What would be quite cool, and if you're listening DC Designs, is to maybe have like a wing walker. That would be really cool. Like, you know, have an extra sort of option there for that, because that would really suit this aircraft. But yeah, that's just this little suggestion there. But if we go back into the cockpit now, because obviously you haven't seen that yet, it's really the same, you know, story here, is that it looks, I mean, it's a very simplistic bird in a way. It's all about the stick and rudder skills. So even though this is a simple aircraft to fly, do not be fooled, guys, at all, because this requires your attention, specifically on climb out. And they have a wonderful manual, by the way, which really captures, I guess, the real passion behind this release. And I love how the manual has quotes from pilots that have flown this in real life. I think one guy said that if it looks right, it will fly right. And that's most definitely the case here with the Stearman. And I think another guy, as I was reading it, said something about, you know, if you take off and you survive in the Stearman, then, you know, you can fly anything. So it's really worth a read, guys, actually. And also, because of this sort of real stick and rudder, seat of your pants type of experience we're going to get today, I am actually going to be flying with the AUTHENTIKIT flight control system. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's a 3D printed, so you can do this at home, actually, and you can even buy kits as well, you know, crazy cheap, and replicate your own flight control system. Now, the one I'm using is of a Spitfire, but even so, I think with the kind of aircraft this is, with the I'm going to need a lot of axis movement, a lot of range, and the spade grip that I'm using will definitely give me that sort of feeling that I would need for an aircraft like this. So with that being said, just look at this beautiful bird. Quite stunning, I would say. Very nice indeed. Yeah, we're going to now jump into VR. We're going to take this for a spin around Headcorn. I'm not going to go too crazy with the manoeuvres, but we'll do a couple of shenanigans here. And just sort of generally get a feel for this aircraft. This, if anything, really lends itself to VR. So we're going to jump in the Quest 2. The reason why is because the mirror is nice and smooth. I have tried this in the Reverb G2. It's better by a long way. And it sounds fantastic with those headphones. But for the purpose of this video and for your viewing pleasure, it's much better with the Oculus mirror. So I'll see you. Oh, look at this bird. How beautiful is it as I'm panning around? But I'll see you again in a moment. Okay, so we're now in VR, and the first thing that I have noticed sat here inside the Stearman, now that it's 1-to-1 scale, is the lack of visibility. And just the amount of metal around me is quite remarkable. It's going to be incredible flying this in VR. And I'm going to have to look left and right and do some S-turns like the real thing. And I guess really just the texture quality, now that I'm really up close and personal with everything, looks beautifully done. Now, I've had a break since doing the 2D part of the video, and in that time it's getting a little bit cloudy and the wind's got up a little bit as well. So I guess we'll have to see how we get on with this inaugural flight. Oh, I say it's the first flight. It's not really. I've already taken this up for a spin already, but I just wanted to show you sort of how I start this bird up and the sounds and how it feels in the air. Now, of course, on the bottom left-hand side there, I'm using a 3D printed control quadrant, the trim wheel, and also the spade grip. Now, that's obviously from a Spitfire, but for these vintage warbirds, it still feels very realistic, especially as the throttle and mixture is to the left-hand side there. So I've got, you know, I can feel everything here that responds, as well as sort of the grip. And you can see there the axis movement of the spade grip and what you can see in the cockpit is exactly the same, and that's because the ASUS has a wider range of movement. So if you're interested in getting a 3D printed flight yoke, either making it yourself or even getting one delivered to you, I'll put all those links in the description below, but it's highly worth having a go, definitely. Especially for an aircraft like this. Oh my goodness me, and you can see there's a guy being very brave, he's going to take him up on the back of that wing there. So yeah, in fact, look at that wing. Oh, it's gorgeous. This is really nice. I haven't even got off the ground yet. I haven't even started it up yet. In fact, let's do that now. Come on, let's not mess around. So another thing to note is that the 3D mouse works really well in VR. You have to squint your eyes, anything like that. So that's the magnetos on, battery on. We'll put the fuel shut-off valve. Mixture fully rich. We'll prime the engine. Nice little sound there. Love it. And I think what we'll do actually, we'll go outside and so you can listen to this aircraft, that beautiful 7-cylinder radial engine fire into life. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, so throttle is cracked. Clear prop. Hopefully she'll catch. Here we go. Oh, beautiful. In fact, actually, I'll go inside now. How's that for sounds? Now, I have flown this in the G2, and with the audio of that, you know, index style speaker system, it sounds magnificent. I tell you that, guys, it really does. So we're just gonna make sure we've got a controls wipe out here. Look at these massive ailerons. That's incredibly, oh, just, I love this bird already. Just feeling, I mean, this is the kind of bird that you really need to be in VR to truly appreciate it, I think. Right, we'll put the avionics on now. And we need to gingerly taxi. Let's have a look here. I think we're better off going maybe this way. So let's see how we get on here. Sorry, mate, you're going to get flattened there. You need to move. You know, the ground crew in this sim are a bit dozy. Nice little vintage fire truck there. Making sure that was quite a tight one, that, but we're away, we're fine. So one thing I mean, there's lots of things I like, but I do love how if I take the throttle back, listen to this. She starts sort of spitting and, yeah, spluttering. And I reckon she would die there if I need, you know, make sure you've got a bit of throttle on, which makes her feel very alive, I guess. And this is the kind of aircraft that you will need to do many circuits and, I guess, get used to the handling. This is all about stick and rudder skills, as I've mentioned before, and you'll see that when we take off. You know what, actually, looking at the windsock, I think we're the wrong end of the runway here. And that's something you definitely need to pay attention to with this aircraft. Make sure that you fly it into wind. So what I'll do is I'll pick this up in a minute once we backtrack on the runway. And I'll leave you with some beautiful views outside of the aircraft. A headcorn here. So as we taxi to the active here, I'm just doing a few S-turns and looking out of the cockpit like you would in the real thing. And just to say, by the way, that it's a very hot day in the UK and I'm wearing a jumper in VR like an idiot. But I am actually using the VR covers sort of cooling gel solution foam pads. And they do make a difference. My face feels really cool and that kind of translates to, I guess, feeling very comfortable in VR on a hot day. I'll put all the links for those in the description below. So, this is it, guys. Being a bit nervous here. Listen to her popping and spluttering there. Fantastic. Put the strobes on now. And, yeah, as I say, this bird demands your full attention, as you'll see right now. And I'm not expecting this to be a very pretty takeoff, to be honest. Seeing which way she's going to go. You've got to catch it very quickly. Left and right rudder. There we go. And we're going airborne. Oh my goodness me, what an experience.
A lot of dancing on the pedals there, and it's goodbye to Headcorn. Below us there. God, wow. And what I might do actually is just head over to those sort of blue skies, because I reckon that's what was passing by about an hour ago. So we'll head back into those blue skies and we'll just see how she feels in the air. I have to say, very manoeuvrable. And with that sort of open cockpit, you can hear the wind rattling around your head. It's fantastic. I'll just pull the mixture back a bit now. You hear those pistons tapping away. Now the view you get from an aircraft like this in VR is just incredible. I can see so much of the ground. It's a wonderful touring machine. And I think in this sort of yellow livery across this sort of British countryside just really adds to it. Look at all those wires and cables, and you can see everything here. In the Reverb G2 it's wonderful, but even in the Quest 2 it just feels fantastic and very, very good on frame rates, as you can imagine. And the 3D modelling is really, really nice. Oh, and you hear, like, I can actually hear the wind rushing by on the wing and the fuselage. I've got this strong urge to kind of just get up and see if I can stand on that wing, but that would be a bad idea, so we won't do that today. But yeah, what we'll do, we'll climb up to about 2,500 feet, and then we'll do a few aerobatic maneuvers, see how she feels. I'm not sure if you can damage the engine on this yet, whether it's something that might be planned in the future, but I'm not going to tempt fate here, so we'll just pull back on the throttle a bit, and we'll go outside and enjoy some of those views one more time. Oh, she's a beautiful looking bird. Sounding really nice. I think if anything, if I had to be really picky, I think the sounds, even though they're really nice, they don't quite have that kind of really loud, what's the word? You know, the Stearman, when it goes by, it shakes the ground. It's such a powerful sound, and they seem a little bit subdued. But again, this is a preview version, and I know DC Designs are so committed to their aircraft that they'll be updating this all the time. I mean, they changed the F-15 Eagle sounds about 3 times in various iterations, so they are very committed. But it does sound nice. It sounds very nice, but maybe just slightly subdued in the external view, in my opinion. Okay, we're going to keep climbing up here. This will do. In fact, the cloud is not too bad. It shouldn't be too much of a factor, and I say it's quite a warm day today. Now, one thing, again, in VR, when I'm looking down like that, I actually get a sense of vertigo. I actually feel really high up. I'm only not even 2,000 feet yet, but because of the open feeling of the cockpit in VR, it gives you that sense of height like nothing else. Oh, what a treat. Very responsive on the stick, and again, with the spade grip, I can be a lot more precise than I can with a joystick. I really feel like I'm flying something special here. And to experience something like this in real life, I've no idea how much it would cost. I'm hoping to have a real-world flight in a Tiger Moth this year, if things work out. So if I do, I'll certainly video that. Okay, looking here, we're getting to the cloud bank. So what we'll do is we'll just, I think 2,000 feet will be enough if we just head over this direction here. And we'll just do a few lazy turns. In fact, no, we won't. We'll do a steep turn. And see if we can maintain 2,000 feet. And I'm not going to look at the instruments, actually. I'm going to look outside the aircraft for my visual references. And that feels about right. Let's have a look. Yeah, we are actually nice and level on the vertical speed there, just by being in VR really, and being aware of your surroundings. Right, I think it's time, guys. Let's see if we can get away with a loop. I'm feeling the wind rushing by me now. This is a fantastic feeling. 120 knots. Here we go. Oh, wowzers. What a feeling. Just made that one. Okay, backing off on the throttle. Get a bit... Oh, can you hear that, guys? Oh my goodness. Lots of creaking there and shaking from the airframe. That's a very nice touch there. Might as well do a bit of a loop, a roll while we're at it. So there you are. She's actually very manoeuvrable. Once you get up to speed and you get plenty of altitude as well, you can see why this is a sort of, you know, an air show performer even today. Oh, this is wonderful. Do a bit of a wing over now. There we go. Oh. This is what this sim is all about in VR, guys. Oh god. That, I don't like the sound of that. That is quite worrying. I need to pay more attention, I think. Should we try a bit of a tail slide? I'm not sure if my skills are up to the task, to be honest, because I haven't flown this. I've only had a couple of hours in this. Whee! Look at that. Nice there, just relaxing on the stick, because we are fairly low down. We're not going to push it too much here. And back up again. I want to do a bit of a barrel roll. Oh, this control, this stay grip really makes a difference with aircraft like this. Right, we'll just climb up one more time then. Maybe we'll just try sort of a power off stall. Here we go then. Power off stall coming up. We are a little low. Right, we've got enough to recover, he says. Let's see what happens. Oh, my battery's running low on my Quest. Oh, look at that. I was about to go into a spin there, but I counteracted it. Exceptional. Right, well, I think my Quest is getting a bit low on battery, so what we'll do is we'll find head corn once again, which is quite tricky to find because it blends into its surroundings so well, and we'll see if we can get this bird back on the deck. So let me know, guys, are you interested in this particular Stearman by DC Designs? I've got to say, it makes me smile like crazy, and I think if an add-on does that, they've done a great job. But it also feels very authentic. And I think flying this in VR is really what you want to be doing. Now, question is, can I find headcorn again? I always do this with this airfield because it's blends in so well. So here we are on base at Headcorn, and I'm just thinking, you know, this aircraft has a certain romance to it that you just don't get with other sort of modern birds. And I love the way it flies. It's kind of like, you know, it's not on rails. It feels like it's changing all the time depending on the airflow. It's a very fluid model. Now, of course, I've never flown a real Stearman before. Of course, that's very ridiculous to even say that, but I don't know, it just feels right to me. And you know, you need to fly this bird all the time. It's very rewarding, and you only get that feeling if you're flying it yourself. Right, anyway, we're going to be on base now and finals. This is where things get very interesting, and you could practice your touch and goes for hours and hours with this thing. And I'll show you why. Because she's not easy to land. And I'm glad she isn't. DC Designs have done a stellar job of flight modelling here. And overcoming some of the limitations of the sim at the moment as well. Right, we're a little bit fast, but I think we can rectify that. That's okay. Mixture fully rich. Concentration time now. Tell you what, that cloud cover is really ever so dull now. The lighting in this sim is very, very realistic. You can see that how the aircraft is moving in the air all the time, and the wings dipping and feeling every bump. Get ready for the rudder dance. Right, I don't want to cut the engine too much. Just bring it down nice and gently into the flare. Oh, I'm happy with that landing, but this is where it gets really difficult. Tapping on the rudder pedals. Oh my god. Have we done it? I think we've made it, guys, without ground looping. That's always a bonus. And welcome back to Headcorn again. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that first preview look of this aircraft. I absolutely love it. It's another way to enjoy this sim, particularly in VR. And yeah, a massive thank you to DC Designs for letting me have a bit of a sort of first preview of it. I'm in love. What can I say? Take care, guys, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye for now.